Hello world! It's April 2021 and after 1 year of ECQ, still we are on ECQ. Before, what's the old normal? Face-to-face classes. It's just that we cannot put our dreams on hold just because of a pandemic, right? That's why we had to adjust. Exactly a year ago, we launched our online review program. A lot of people are hesitant that they might not be able to learn as much if it's online review because they prefer the face-to-face class. They wanted to be in a classroom where they don't have issues with the internet and so on. It's just that if you wait for this pandemic to stop, you might not have enough time because these countries are not open forever. That's why for this specific vlog, we have two online review passers, Ms. Den Solis and Ms. Ina Franco. So they are going to talk about their experience in preparing for the examination and also when they took the computer delivered exam here in the Philippines. So let's begin with Ms. Den. Will you please greet our audience and subscribers?
Hello, everybody. Good day to all of you who are watching and all the global Pinoys, most especially. Hello.
What about Miss Ina? Greetings,
Hello,
please.
everyone. Hi. I hope everyone is staying healthy and safe, especially during at this time.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the first talking point. Okay, we're going to ask both of them the following. Why did you take the IELTS? Number two, where are you going? Which country? Number three, which visa are you applying for? Let's begin with Miss Den.
Okay, well, initially, my husband and I were planning to migrate to Canada through express entry. So, in express entry, this is the process wherein the potential candidates express their interest to come to the country by creating an express entry profile. In this profile, this includes relevant information such as the skills, the previous work experience, even the educational background, and other details like language ability. So for the last category that I've mentioned, this is where IELTS plays an important part because for these types of categories, one candidate earns relevant points that are necessary for the entry to Canada. So simply put, IELTS is one of the first steps that is necessary for visa application. So there's really no other way but to take IELTS.
There you go. Miss Den Solis is not a nurse. She's a registered nutritionist and dietitian. She took the general training module because that's the one required when applying for Canadian immigrant visa. Now let's move on to Miss Ina Franco.
Well, I needed to take the IELTS academic to be more specific as part of the requirements of the visa screen certification to work as an aspiring registered nurse in the United States of America. So I was required to obtain an overall band score of at least 6.5 and at least 7 for speaking. The type of visa that I applied for is the EB3, or also known as the Employment Based Permanent Residency Visa.
So you'll notice that our two guests took the IELTS, but different modules. So one took the general training module and the other one took the academic module. Now let's move on. Let's talk about your online review experience. What were your hesitations or reservations at first, and how did you find the online platform? Let's begin with Miss Den.
Well, first, let me describe about my feelings when my husband opened the idea about us enrolling in an online review course. So actually, I was really adamant about it because at first I thought that probably my learning will be hindered if it is not a face-to-face class. Because at that moment, recalling it was July when I enrolled, the ECQ already started. So all the non-essential activities were canceled or were restricted to be done by, especially by the government. So this includes review centers, unfortunately. However, I was really lucky that even beyond my hesitations, I can say that enrolling at Niner online review was the best choice that my husband and I did. Actually, at that moment, upon researching about the program and the review center, we were lucky to chance upon the promo. It was actually one thing that got us to say yes to Niner, because not only because of the amount that we paid for, but it's actually what is included in the whole promo. For the whole program that we availed, we were able to get unlimited review for 365 days in a year. And then we had unlimited coaching sessions wherein we were able to do one-on-one sessions for coaches as they assess our output when it comes to speaking, as well as our writing output, both in writing task one and writing task two. And mind you, all the coaches are very qualified and very competent when it comes to the work that they do. Apart from this, the online lectures does not only include the curriculum about the four subtests, which are speaking, listening, reading, writing, but it also includes minor lectures or minor topics such as those about grammar, vocabulary, even accent neutralization. So all in all, it was really a whole new experience altogether. So it was something that we really got value for our money for that whole experience in reviewing online through 9.09.
Mhm.
Thank you for that historical perspective. Now, here's Miss Ina Franco, one of the reviewees I will never forget because before she took the examination, I personally coached her 4 times. Now, this is not to say that we just offer one on one coaching for 4 days, but what I'm saying is I was able to assess her and keep track of her performance in both writing and speaking. So, let's talk about your online review experience, Miss Ina.
Well, I would say that the online review of 9.09er offers an indeed very convenient review scheme where students can attend the live lectures 12 hours a day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or if unable to attend the live lectures, then that's where the 9.09er mobile application comes in very handy, for it is possible to rewatch the lectures uploaded on the dashboard. But above all, I am most grateful for the comfort of having an intensive one on one coaching session every day without leaving my house, considering that I live very far because I am from Bulacan. So, yeah, it's really very convenient. And then I would say that honestly, one can never go wrong with the passionate attention and the genuine care that 9.09 Review Center is providing to its students. For the lecturers, I would say that the lecturers are utilizing a comprehensive approach to give out such highly informative and well detailed lectures. Knowing the A to Z's of each subtask is vital to build a good foundation that promotes thorough understanding of the entire test, and that is surely what the lecturers are giving to the reviewees. Now, talking about the coaches, well, the coaches are absolutely stern, but in a very positive way, because they ensure that the reviewees are disciplined and in a very motivating manner. More often than not, my coaches have taken me by surprise of how sharply they noticed the errors that I committed over the duration of the entire coaching session. So really, guys, the 20-minute session with any of the coaches surely makes a difference. You can really never regret enrolling at 9.09 or IELTS Review Center.
Just to add to what Miss Den and Miss Ina mentioned. So Miss Den highlighted that we have classes 7 days a week. So from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., 6 to 9 in the evening. These are live and interactive. So what's the meaning of interactive? It's as if you're talking to the lecturer in person. You ask a question, the lecturer responds real time. But let's admit that a lot of the nurses right now are working for 12 hours in the hospital. That's why some of them are hesitant. That's exactly the reason why Sir Brian Martin Shawson, the head of our online review program, devised something to make the review available, even if the attendees cannot attend real time. So we have recorded these classes, and for now, more than 110 recorded lectures pertaining to listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, accent neutralization, content development, skills enhancement, common mistakes. All of these are available on the dashboard. Not to mention the materials for the practice tests for all 4 subtests. And Miss Ina also mentioned something about one-on-one coaching. Now let's do the mathematics, guys. Okay, 4,000 pesos, that's valid for 12 months. Now, 4,000 divided by 365 days, it's like spending almost 11 pesos per day. But you get to have one-on-one coaching literally every day, Monday to Sunday. Now, for overseas reviewees, their number one concern is what? The time difference. That's why now, 1 year after we have launched the review program, one-on-one coaching is already available 24/7. So welcome to 9.09er Convenience Review Center. So even if it's 3 a.m. Philippine time, there is a coach available to accommodate you for one-on-one. And what's the purpose of one-on-one? That's for writing and speaking. Well, to be honest, there are a lot of materials on the internet. We know that so well. At the same time, there are a lot of videos on YouTube. You can learn if you think that the lectures are enough, but if there is no one to pinpoint your errors, there is no one to tell you how you're supposed to do it right, it might prove challenging. So spending 11 pesos per day for someone to correct your output, I don't really think it's expensive. So we give you value for your money, and we're always thinking of something new to add each month. In fact, right now, April, we added the live speaking practice for 3 hours, 9 p.m. to 12 midnight, like every night. And we're launching more services and benefits in the coming weeks. Now let's move on to the next talking point. How long did you prepare for the examination? Some people are asking, so should I resign from my job just to focus on the review, or can I still prepare for the exam and pass the test even if I'm working full time? Let's begin with the experience of Miss Den. How many months for your preparation, and were you working full time during that time?
Okay. So for me, we enrolled, as I mentioned, July 31 of last year, and we sat the exam October 14. So you can do the math. No, kidding aside. That's roughly 2.5 months, okay, of reviewing. It just so happened that during that time, I was not working because our industry also belonged to the non-essential industries that the government had to close. Okay, so that's why I was able to focus for to focus on the review for those 2.5 months.
So for Miss Den, she got the required band score in 2.5 months of preparation. What about Miss Ina?
If my memory serves me right, I think it took me 3 months to prepare. 1 month of attending all the lectures, and then 1 month of practicing by answering drills and mock tests. And then I spent my final month doing one on one coaching sessions on a daily basis.
That's Monday to Sunday when we say daily, okay? Not Monday to Friday, not Monday to Saturday, but Monday to Sunday. So you've heard from them. Most likely, it's possible to pass the examination with just 2 to 3 months of preparation. That's the average. But depending on your progress and how much time you allot for this examination. Now, this is rather a personal question for both of you. Who's your favorite lecturer and who's your favorite coach? So what's the difference between the two? Lecturer, this is the person handling group discussion. Coach, the function of this person is to assess the reviewee individually, because some people hesitate when they talk in front of a class. The others are more comfortable if it's one-on-one. That's why I'm asking 2 separate questions. Who's your favorite lecturer and who's your favorite coach? Let's begin with Miss Den.
Okay, my favorite lecturers. I have so many. My favorite grammar lecturer is Sir Fritz. My favorite context speaking coach is Sir Jeff. And then for writing, both Sir Philip and Sir Brian share the pedestal. I'm sorry, I cannot choose one only. For the coaches, this I can choose. I'd have to say it would be Miss Ange and Miss Diane. And of course, I'd have to give a special mention to Sir Lone because he prayed over me. That's such a sweet gesture for a coach who I haven't met yet to do for a stranger like me who's reviewing for something that has big impact on my future.
It's very obvious that Den really attended the classes and maximized the one-on-one coaching because she can mention a lot of people, right? So 9.09 is not just about one teacher. In fact, right now, we have 22 IELTS coaches, we have 15 OET coaches, plus yours truly, Sir Brian, Sir Philip. So if you do the math, that's roughly 40 teachers all in all. So when some people are saying, oh, don't enroll at Niner because they have plenty of students, on the contrary, let me tell you, oh, we have plenty of teachers. We always look at the number of coaching slots. And whenever there's this need, especially under extenuating circumstances, we hire more qualified instructors to make sure that everyone gets a chance to be coached daily. So having said that, what about the favorite lecturer and favorite coach of Miss Ina?
I agree with Miss Dan. It is definitely difficult to pick just one. In fact, I've been contemplating about that for quite some time now. But I would say for the lecturers first, definitely the masters themselves, Sir Philip and Sir Brian. Not a single question was left unanswered, and not a single concern was left unaddressed by those two. Also, they surely tackle and cover all the nitty gritty that students must learn in their lectures. Now, talking about the coaches, there's three on my mind right now, namely Sir Fritz, Sir Marlon, and of course, the very best of the best, you, Sir Irvin. All three of you never fail to encourage your students to believe in their own capabilities, myself included. You always remind me to put my best foot forward all the time. And that's in spite of the fact that all three of you, actually all the coaches have different styles of um, coaching. Yeah, so there goes my favorite.
So why did they review in the first place? That's because they're taking the examination. So let's talk about their actual exam experience. I asked both of them prior to this vlog, prior to this recording, and I found out that both of them took the computer delivered exam. So let's begin with Miss Den. Will you please share your experience to motivate, to inspire our future passers, and so they would know what to expect on the day of the exam?
All right. So on the day of the exam, so recalling that special moment in my life, it was October 14, and my husband and I woke up very early to make sure that we come on time to the actual to the location, which is IDP in Ortigas and Marco Polo hotel. So we made sure also that the reason for coming early, probably an hour early, is to assure that we won't be stressing ourselves out. Number one, in finding a parking space. And also, we make sure that we would appear at our best, yet comfortable selves during the actual exam. Actually, to tell a secret, because I have a lot of clothes during my previous work. I have a lot of dresses and clothes and heels. I wanted to wear those because that is the first time that I'll be wearing those after the ECQ. So I thought that it was the chance for me to wear them again. But then I realized that you need examiners need or sorry yeah test takers need to wear comfortable clothes more than anything else. Wear comfortable clothing. Okay, what do I mean by comfortable clothing? Wear flats, nice flats. Wear slacks. Wear not your very very short not your very short skirts, because it's really cold in IDP. And knowing myself, I'm really one person who doesn't, who have very low tolerance when it comes to cold temperatures. So there, wear also blazers. So these are very practical tips that I can give you, because these ones are the things that help me get through the whole exam. So these are the things that I did not anymore think about. So the temperature, I did not anymore think about that. For my clothes, I'll wear comfortable clothes as well. My hair, I even tied my hair, even though I don't tie my hair often. Because I want to make sure that during the speaking exam or even during the writing exam, I won't be doing this and doing that often. So that usually affects my concentration and my focus on the exam. At that point, I really wanted my focus to be zeroed in on the exam. Okay, so that is my experience. We also brought a bottle of water each for us. You will not be allowed to take breaks in whatever time you accord. There was a specific time that is allotted if you would want to take a bladder break or if you would want to drink water. And then before your exam, you cannot bring anything. That's it, anything. You cannot bring your bags. You cannot bring um, any accessories with you in the exam station. However, there's a locker that will be provided wherein you can put your essentials there. You can put your important things there, and then during those breaks, those limited 5 minute breaks, you can return to that locker and say if you want to drink water. So there. It's actually a very systematic process, and I'm really very grateful to IDP that they have already established that, because having that systematic process is also one way that will help alleviate the sense of nervousness that all the examinees will experience.
Wow, very well said. Perfect. Detailed everything you need to know on the about the actual experience on the day of the test. So what about Miss Ina? I've learned that you also took the computer delivered IELTS, and it's also in IDP, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so please tell me about your experience this time.
okay, since Miss Dan already explained the do's and don'ts on the actual test, so now I'm going to tell you about what it's like to take the actual computer delivered test. So I also opted for the computer delivered IELTS at IDP Marco Polo Ortigas simply because the exam center is nearer to my location. Really, it's not about which exam center that you're going to take the exam, because I'm sure you guys are hearing a lot of hearsay from other people that oh, the examiners at British Council are better than IDP and vice versa. Really, it's not that. You choose the exam center that you think is more comfortable and more convenient for you. Okay, so now in terms of the computer delivered IELTS, the results are faster. I received my results in just 3 days after my actual test. Also, with the computer delivered, I was able to finish all 4 subtests in 1 day instead of the usual 2 day schedule. Because again, as I have said a while ago, I am from Bulacan, so I cannot afford to travel back and forth anymore just to complete the entire exam in 2 days, considering that at the time there's still an ongoing community quarantine. So yeah, okay. Also, I would say that the computer setup is very easy to navigate. The questions are always side by side with a passage for reading. You may highlight your keywords and type in your notes. Now, for writing, the word count is already visible. Um, you don't have to count your words manually anymore. And my favorite feature is definitely the copy and paste, for I don't have to start from scratch rewriting or retyping my essay or my answer should I make any errors.
So what Miss Ina did was to compare computer delivered and the typical pen and paper. So what features are available for computer delivered tests that you'll never enjoy if you're going to take the paper-based examination. So this is not to say that computer delivered is easier or that paper-based is not preferred. We're just highlighting the features that one can possibly enjoy if someone decides to take the examination on a computer. But rest assured, both pen and paper and computer delivered IELTS use exactly the same materials. Now, we're down to our last talking point. Considering that you're a successful IELTS examinees, you're happy Niner reviewees. What are your final words of inspiration and message to aspiring IELTS test takers who have problems related to schedule, or they are a bit hesitant because of their foundation in English? So let's hear words of wisdom from both Miss Den and Miss Ina. We begin with Miss Den.
Okay, the first tip that I can share with you, eye on the prize. Okay? Eye on the prize. We must always remember that there is an end goal for this one. And although at present we might experience certain hardships and certain troubles along the way as we go to the end of our goals, it is not impossible. Okay, it is not impossible, especially if you have the proper tools and the proper guidance, which of course we did get from 9.09er, and so much more. Okay, next, another tip that I would want to share, especially for those who are still beginning or who are starting their IELTS journey, get your baseline. Why is this important? Okay. IELTS has four subtests. You have your reading, writing, speaking, and then listening. So in order for you to get your subtest, try to attend, let's say, try to get or do some mock tests for these ones. This is important so that you will be able to channel your energy wisely. Because for sure, there are certain areas that would need lesser attention and lesser time from you. For example, if you made your baseline, you realize that in your baseline test, you were able to achieve already your target band score for listening and reading. So in that way, you will be able to identify that you will be needing to allot, or you can allot more, most of your time in writing and in speaking tests. So that helped me a lot. Okay, and make sure that you have an objective goal for a particular period of time. So as for my case, my husband and I, we wrote a very big table on our wall, on our window, so that we can see every time we do coaching sessions, and then when we do mock exams, how how are how are we faring in each sub test. Okay, next, it's important also to have a schedule for your review, since schedule is also one of the most important hindrances when it comes to the review. Deal with it by um, setting this particular schedule and making sure that you follow this one. But also, when you set the schedule, make sure that this is achievable. Okay, do not target that you will set a schedule for your review every day when you are working every day also, and that you feel tired when you are at home. Okay, next, another practical tip that I can share with all of you is apply the skills that are productive. What are these? Writing and speaking. Okay, these are productive skills, meaning for you to practice in writing, you have to write. Do not read, do not just read those that are written outputs from all other sources that you might find. For you to practice speaking, you have to talk in English, of course. Okay, so these are the tips that I want to share with you. Also, another important tip that I want to share: do not set limitations for yourself, because you can, even if your target is just 7, go beyond this target or this requirement, because you are yourselves master, you are yourselves boss. So you can go beyond an 8 or even a 9 for your target bands. So there, I hope you learned a lot.
Well, if you're not inspired by Miss Den, I don't know what can possibly inspire you as an examinee. Just for the benefit of everyone, Miss Den applied for Canadian immigrant visa. So general training requirement minimum of 6. And it's just that why be satisfied with 6 when you can get higher? So let's just ask Miss Den, what grade did you get in speaking?
I got an 8 in speaking.
What
For
about writing?
writing is a 7.5.
So guys, she needs 6, but she went beyond her limits. She pushed herself to become better than her best. That's why she got an 8 in speaking and 7.5 in writing, even if she only needed 6. What about words of wisdom from Miss Ina? Miss Ina is our featured guest, a registered RN. So let's inspire your fellow nurses, knowing that majority of the candidates taking the examination from the Philippines are your fellow RNs.
Okay, so first things first, utilize every reference that you have because you cannot always learn everything from one lecture alone, even from a single coaching session. So please practice as much as you can. Commitment and discipline are the key to succeeding in the IELTS. Okay? So keep in mind that all four subtests are tests of skills and comprehension, and most often than not, these skills cannot just improve overnight, let alone over one coaching session. So develop your own strategy or your own daily English habits, sharpen your weaknesses, and polish your strengths. Now, allow me to quote something from Sir Philip. He said that the key to succeed in speaking is for you to speak. So practice speaking. The key to succeeding in writing is for you to write. So I agree with Miss Den when she said earlier that you cannot always learn by just merely reading writing output of other people. You need to write yourself so that you get a first-hand experience of what it's like to actually write, and by applying everything that you have learned from your references, from your lectures, from your coaches. And then, um, you know what? Believe in yourself, because in end it's not about the review center anymore, neither about how awesome your coach was. It all comes down to how efficiently you prepared, how well equipped you are to sit in for the actual test, and how much faith you put in to yourself to help you answer at your best. Because even if you have the best, you are enrolled to the best IELTS review center, even if you have attended the best lecture of all time, or even if you have the best coach in the world, at the end of the day they're not the ones who will sit in for your actual test. It's you. So you really do need to believe in yourself. Okay, dig deeper, think beyond the IELTS. I want you to think, why do you have to do this? Forget about the fact that you are just merely trying to pass an examination. Think of the amazing things that you are to achieve after succeeding in this examination, and then start your way from there. Okay, so do everything and whatever it takes to ace the exam, so that at the end of it all, you won't have any regret of not doing something you felt you should have done when you had a chance to. Okay? Lastly, pray for wisdom, guidance, and sufficient self confidence to help you through the exam.
There you go. Now you perhaps understood why we picked Miss Den and Miss Ina. Why? They're inspirational. We hope that after watching this vlog, you'll be motivated too. They've been there. At first, they were hesitant. Okay, is online review effective? They tried it and it worked. They applied whatever they have learned and they were able to pass the examination with flying colors. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that we did not waste your time by you watching this vlog. Hopefully, we'll think of something else to feature in our future videos. Once again, this is Sir Ervin, Miss Ina, Miss Den, saying thank you for listening to us. We pray that you will also get your required band scores in the IELTS. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stay safe.
You can also visit our website at www.nineronlinereview.com or email us at training@nineronlinereview.com. And guess who replies to all of these?
Who replies, Sir Brian?
Us, the lecturers.
Yeah, so we are really hands-on when it comes to taking care of you. Why work with anybody else but the best?
See you in our future video.
Thank you for watching.